Hi, in the previous video I showed you how to create this hero completely within Moonfruit. Now we're going to be continuing that on, okay, taking inspiration from this site, and we'll be building these 3 pods, okay, or maybe just one of them, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. Okay, so on this page I've created our first pod. Okay, so it says sponsors 1 orphan. Alright, so I'm going to show you how I created these boxes. Actually, I'm going to delete this and we're going to create a third box. Okay, so what I'll do, a third box is going to go in the middle. So click on insert. Okay, click on your shape and then you can just align it into place. Okay, and our width is going to be 245 pixels. Let's press enter or the tab key, and then the height is going to be 400 pixels. Alright, let's hold down shift and select these 2 objects, and then we can align that to the top. Okay, and then on the edit tab we're going to go center back so that it goes to the back of this little object here. Alright, and basically I simply just create another box. As you can see here, I filled it with grey and I put it over at the bottom. So I'll undo that, and I've added some text. So we're going to select our pod here, and we're going to remove the background and also change the solid color to a dark grey, and that's it. Finally, I just want to make sure that this is spaced well, so it looks like there are 2 lines here, or 2 pixel lines. I want it to look like there's 1 pixel line, as you can see here. So I'm going to nudge it to the right, in fact, and there we go. We've fixed our problem. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is add the text. So the second pod here says sponsor 2 orphans for £30 a month or £360 a year. Okay, so what we're going to do is go insert body text. I'm going to say caps lock sponsor 2 orphans for £30. Oops, I forgot the pound sign. A month. Okay. Oh, actually, that's not what it says. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of this. Alright. And then we're gonna make this a very large font, so 25 points. And we're gonna select PT Sans as our default font, and then we're gonna bold that. And then lastly, we'll center align that. Okay. So make sure that there's enough space up here for our icon, and we'll get to that later. So hold down shift and click your text box as well as the pod or your square. Go into edit and align that to the center. We want to add another text box for the price or the amount, and I'll have here £30, not 230, just 30. I'm going to click off of it and click back on the text box. Okay, like that, and then I'm going to make this a very large font, so probably like 90. Just resize that quickly, and then I'll change the font size to our playful font, Loved by the King. And lastly, actually penultimately, I'm going to center align it, and lastly I will change the color to purple. Alright, and I'll align that to this here. So what I'll do is I'll shift click on both of these objects, and I'll align them to each other like so, and that's pretty much aligned. So basically how I spaced these things out is I just went back and had a look at this site, and just took a few minutes to have a look at it and ensure that that I've made a note of each line and how things are spaced, and then I came into Moonfruit I did the same. Okay, so lastly, this box here, I'm just going to duplicate that. I know I've missed something out here. It's supposed to say £30 a month, but I'm going to leave this as it is. Okay, so you could do that. Alright, and lastly, we're going to add a placeholder for our image. So we need to know how large our image is going to be once we're editing it. We're going to have to resize the image and then export it from Pixel Editor or any other graphics editor that you're using. So we can add a placeholder. Click on Insert, click on your square, and then we're going to resize this until there's about enough space above and beneath this shape. As you can see here, their icon has some space on top and beneath it like that. Alright? I mean, actually, we could move everything up a little bit. And move everything a little bit up. Yeah, that should be fine. So our icon could be, let's see. Yeah, could be about that size. I mean, this one is this icon here. I've got that wrong. Actually, I can't even select it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So basically, this icon is 105 by 85, and I could get away with doing that as well. Maybe 105 by 85. Yeah. And that looks pretty good in that area there, this space. So I'll save that, and then we're gonna now look for something similar to this. Basically, you can go on Google and search children's face doodle, and basically you get like a bunch of results. There are a lot of premium images here. I do not advocate using premium images for commercial use. Perhaps on some cases you could use it for personal use, like if you're training or just learning, how to implement something like in this video. So don't use it for commercial use. If you're going to use any commercial images, buy them. Okay, you can sign up for Fotolia. I've got a premium. I've got a affiliate link down below. So just use Fotolia and just use the same children's face doodle search term, and then you can download your images. And that way you're safe. If you're using it for commercial use, it's absolutely fine. Okay. So I've actually found an image that I'm happy with. There are loads of images here that you could use. So I've actually found one that I'm quite happy with. I'm going to upload it. So once you've got your image and you've downloaded it to your computer, go into the Pixel Editor and you're going to click File, Open, and you're going to find your image. So I've got these images here. So I'm going to want this boy here, so I'm going to use him, and I'm going to upload him. So basically, once you've got your character, I've got someone I've got a character that's got he's got his head and his body, so I only want his head. Okay, so I'm just going to crop that out. Using the crop tool here, I'm just going to draw out an area around his head, ensuring that I get all parts of his head, yeah? And then once I've done that, I'm going to press enter, and that's going to cut roughly around his head. Okay, I'm going to scroll in just to zoom in a little bit, and I can use my eraser tool, and up here where it says brush, I'm going to use a small brush but on the hard edge, and then actually a larger brush will do, maybe 50. Then I'll just paint away parts of his body, so we're just left with his head. Alright, So just click a few times to get that right. So I mean, it's worth using the image that only has a white background. Okay, if you have an image that has multiple backgrounds, like different color backgrounds, it's probably a bit difficult to implement this next step. So if you're going to use a silhouette or an outline or some form of line art, then make sure that it's got a white background. Okay, so once you've done that and you've got his head cut out, we're just going to get rid of the all this white background area. In order to do that, in your layers panel, okay, here, just double click on this locked layer. Just double click to unlock it. So on the yeah, on the little icon, yeah. So now we're going to use our one tool, and we're going to select the white area, and we're going to delete it so that it's transparent. So I'm going to click here once, and then press the delete key once it's selected all the white area. I'll click within the head, and it'll select all the white area within the head, and I'll just click delete, and then I can use the Marquee tool and just click anywhere on the canvas to deselect that. So in the layers panel, I'm going to click on this little icon here, or you can go onto layers and layer styles. Trying to find it. There we go, layer styles. Sorry, I just didn't see it for a second. And we're going to use that inner shadow to recolor these outlines here. Okay, so we're gonna get a color, and I'm going to be using the color from this template here, which is a very nice purple color. All right, so if you just select any object and go into font, or yeah, or if you select an object, you can go into style and select your color. You'll see the color code here, okay, within your color picker. I can just copy that, go into pixel editor. Once I've added my layer style, I can actually paste in the color code within here, and then basically I've got my purple, and I'll just click OK. Alright, I'll increase my size so that it fills the whole of the object, and I'll also increase the distance and opacity, and that's it. Just press OK, and then now I've got to resize this so that it can fit, or so that it actually is resized to this little box here. And we know that this little box is 105 pixels in width and 85 pixels in height, which is not that relevant. I think the width is much more relevant, and we're going to use that. So in the pixel editor, we're going to go image size, and then we're going to make the width 105. Okay, and make sure that this constrain proportions is ticked. All right, and let's click OK. So there you go. You've got your head. We're gonna go File, Save, and we're gonna call this icon 2. Icon 2, and we're gonna make it a transparent PNG, and then just click OK. Click Save. Going back to Moonfruit, we're gonna open up File, and we're gonna upload this icon 2. And there you go. There's our icon. Don't worry, the icons does come out a little bit blurry, and that's because we're using a very low end graphics editor. So that's not a problem. So we're going to use two heads here, this one, so I can resize this a little bit. And now we've got our two heads. Okay, I'll make this guy a little bit smaller so that it matches. Okay, so basically let's go back. You can see here, maybe put the boy on this side so that he's facing the girl. Like that. I'll make this a little bit more smaller. Okay, so when resizing objects or pictures, you've got to ensure that the proportion is resized proportionally. So in order to do that, what you'll do is next to width, right? It's got this percentages here. Just make sure that the height and the width, sorry, the width and the height have the same percentages. So I'm gonna make my percentages 51 by 51. So 51% height, 50%, 51% width. So that's that. Just gonna select both of them. Ensure that they're in the middle. You just got to use your eyes to resize them to the middle. And then I'm gonna save. I think that's about it really. Okay, so yeah, that's done. I think it looks really cool. It's quite close to the finished product. I think the last thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna add a hover, so that when you roll over the pod, it's gonna change color. So what you could do is click insert, link, delete this link here, the text, and you can resize this like so. Go into style, remove the transparency on the normal state. You're gonna remove the transparency like so. And on the rollover, we're just gonna have it like 50% white, like that. Click save, view my site. Then when you hover over it, you can see it changes color. It's that simple. Alright, so I'll just go back to the editor. So that's basically how you would replicate a design that you see here, okay, and create something as awesome as that. It's just very simple, you know. It's not very difficult to do. I'm just going to perhaps resize this so that it matches. I'm going to move that out of the way. Probably delete that. I'll just clean this up a little bit. So yeah, sometimes trying to get things proportioned and well sized, you know, the icons make them sort of similar to each other, same sizes, the same alignment as well. So you gotta look out for these things. Okay, so it's basically just training your eye just to ensure that things are well spaced and well aligned to each other. So that's that. So thank you very much. Do use the affiliate links down below for Fotolia and Moonfruit, and that'll help me out. Do like and subscribe. The more you like and subscribe and show support, the more motivation I get to create new videos, and I'm also getting better at what I do. So, and I like to pass that information on to you. So thank you very much. See you next video.